Hi, guys. Welcome back to The Baseline. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Today, we're going to be talking about the billionaire breakup or divorce or whatever you want to call it. But it's Trump versus Musk and the battle for America's future. So what happens when two of the loudest men in the room finally turn their microphones on each other? Well, one builds rockets, the other launches lawsuits, I guess. One tweets like a Bond villain, and the other governs like he's live streaming a WWE promotional event. But now, Elon Musk and Trump, it's not just a feud anymore. It's a full-on political civil war. And you, my friends, have a front row seat and are watching the spark that could light a fire underneath the entire American system. So, here we are. Welcome to the crash site, everybody. So the spaceship's wobbling, the alarms are blaring, and the control tower is pretending everything's just peachy and normal. But a couple of days ago, and a lot of people said this, Musk versus Trump thing, it wasn't just noise. And a lot of people also said that it's likely a shift. And now, as Trump, or not Trump, but as Musk might say, it's a full-on, unscheduled, rapid disassembly. The favorite term of rockets exploding. So, have you ever seen two powerful people slap each other publicly like the Three Stooges, and they have the grace of toddlers throwing pudding? Well, yeah, all of this is super hilarious until you realize the pudding is nuclear and it's falling on all of our heads. So let's try to break this down. Now, obviously, Elon Musk unhappy about the EV subsidies being pulled, but then Trump strikes back and says EV dreams are a fantasy, and he threatens to cut off all the federal contract with SpaceX and Tesla. Now, Musk fires back, right? And he says Trump would have never been elected without him, which I probably disagree with. I wonder what you guys think. Let me know. Then he goes full ballistic. He accuses Trump of being in the Epstein files. That's big. And he tweets he tweets that Trump should be impeached and replaced with J.D. Vance. So he floats the idea of a new centrist political party, Elon Musk does. And somewhere in a bunker, Steve Bannon is probably yelling at his TV in a cape. Now, here's the fallout loop. This isn't just drama. And you know when you're watching a movie and you see two characters go at it, and you just know that fight changes, the whole second half. It can change the whole second half, right? So that's where we are. This is a real pivot point because it isn't about bruised egos anymore. It's a fundamental crack in the power structure of MAGA 2.0. And if we were to be honest, Trump and Musk were never really friends, as it were. They were co-conspirators of convenience. One wanted money, the other wanted power. But here's the rub. Authoritarian movements don't take betrayal very lightly. And Trump is kind of a mob boss, if you will. And they don't tolerate disloyalty. Historically, when insiders flip, they end up broke, discredited, or in jail. Or if you're a Soviet revolutionary with an ice pick in your skull. But hey, let's hope we haven't hit that chapter yet. So the question becomes this. Does Trump crush Musk, or does he back off a little bit and risk looking weak? Because Musk didn't just criticize a bill, he went scorched earth on it. He took a torch to the MAGA throne. Now comes the Epstein conspiracies, right? And it's red meat for the base. Let's talk about Epstein for a moment. So look, Elon Musk tossing Epstein allegations at Trump without evidence is like handing a stick of dynamite to a toddler. It's reckless, but it's also strategic. Why? Because there's a part of Trump's base, the QAnon types, if you will, who live for this stuff. They were already suspicious when the Epstein files came out. And, it looked like a Word doc with names blacked out by a toddler using Photoshop. So Musk, knowing this, throws gasoline on that fire. Now, he's not just trolling, he's trying to peel off the radical conspiracy wing of Trump's base. Smart? Maybe. Potentially dangerous? I think absolutely. So drop a comment. I'd love to know what you guys think. Am I on about this, or do you think I'm a little off? Put it in the comment section below. I'd love to know your thoughts. Now, what are the options, the nuclear options that are on the table? So let's say Trump goes full villain arc with his options. Option number one is blow up Musk's federal contracts. SpaceX, cut it. Tesla, gone. Starlink, totally sabotaged. Now, he has option two, weaponize the Department of Justice. We open all those quiet little investigations into Tesla's financials, SpaceX backdoors, and Twitter data leaks. Anything with teeth, right? And then option three would be, regulate Elon into irrelevance, maybe. Make new rules that crush EVs, crush AI development, crush anything remotely Elon Muskian. Now, does Trump have the competency to do this? Well, not exactly, but someone in the shadows might. And if he's got people like J.D. Vance and Steve Bannon whispering in his ears, who knows? Who knows what could happen next? So here's the myth of the centrist, right? So now Elon Musk starts tweeting about a new centrist party. But hold up, this is the guy who backed the AfD in Germany, a far-right party that makes Tucker Carlson look like Bernie Sanders. He's boosted guys like Nigel Farage and hinted at pulling Tommy Robinson out of jail. Now, this ain't the guy to unify America, right? This is the guy who wants to install an AI-optimized techno-feudal society where you're just a node in his data model. So no, he's not the savior of the moderates by any stretch of the imagination. And he's not the champion of the center, that's for sure. He's just another opportunist, and he's cosplaying as a revolutionary. But here's the real kicker, right? This was MAGA 2.0 civil war all along. Musk and Trump were Frankenstein's monster. They were sewn together from different ideologies with the hope that they'd stay stitched. So you had MAGA populists, anti-globalists, anti-science, pro-authoritarian people. You had techno-fascists, guys like Peter Thiel and Curtis Yarvin and J.D. Vance, who want to replace democracy with a kind of a CEO dictatorship. And Musk was the bridge between them. And now that bridge, it seems to be on fire. So where do they all go now? Now, if the technocrats jump ship and stick with Musk, they lose power. If they stick with Trump, they risk being publicly humiliated if he implodes, which oftentimes he seems to do. But it's Game of Thrones, you guys, and winter is apparently here. So what happens next now? And what are the possible scenarios? Well, here's the scenario tree as I see it. Like, one could be like Trump backs down, maybe throws a few social media tantrums, but ultimately just lets it go. It's least likely he hates looking weak, but he might, you never know. Musk backed down, which he seems like he's kind of doing right now. He gets hit with a SEC probe and Tesla stock starts bleeding. He makes peace to protect his companies. Could be unlikely. The ego, it might be too big. I don't know. They strike an uneasy truce, pretend like none of this ever happened, smile for the camera. It'll feel fake, but that's possible. Or they go to war. I mean, real war, political scorched earth type of war. Investigations, contract terminations, factions breaking off. Now, this seems like where we're headed. And it doesn't seem to be just gossip either. This is the moment we find out what America is right now. Are we just a meme-driven mess of billionaires yelling at each other? Or are we on the verge of something darker? So here's my challenge to you guys. Don't just watch this as entertainment, because it's going to affect all of us. And this isn't like a succession, right? This is a succession of power in real time. So drop a comment below. Are you guys Team Trump, Team Musk? Do you think we should just burn the whole system down? Is this just buffoonery? You guys feel like the rest of the world's just laughing at us? I don't know, man. This is a pretty soap opera level stuff. Anywho, guys, drop some comments in the section below. Let me know, guys, what you think. And I want to let you know how much I appreciate you guys watching the baseline. And we'll catch you on the next episode. All right. Thanks, everybody. Cheers.